Good evening, my friends. This is Angy Stewart from Mia Inner Light, and we are here live on Kardec Radio. It's 9 o'clock Eastern Time, Thursday night. So this is our new study. It's called God at Home. Then we have a very short meditation, and then we have our spiritual irradiation treatment. So today is the day that is good for all of us, even the ones that say, oh, I really don't like to study. It's very difficult for me. I like to listen to lectures, or I just like to relax. Yes, today is your day, because if you don't want to study with us, you just listen to our conversation, you connect, you understand what we are doing, and then you relax with us. So it's good if you want to be able to just go to your bed with your cell phone, and then when we start the meditation, you just put your cell phone next to you, close your eyes, relax, try to follow the beautiful voice, try to open your imagination to what you will be listening. Try to follow that, because this will help you to connect. And then when we do the irradiation, remember, there are some of you today that you are doing a spiritual treatment, that you are not feeling good for whatever reason. So today is your day. It's your day to receive these good vibrations. So connect with the enlightened spirits. Do your best to control your monkey thoughts that are all over the place, and try your best really to connect and calm down and visualize you're receiving this positive energy, because this will help so much. Very good. So let's start. Hello, Michelle. Nice to have you here. I can see that you went from one study to the other. This is wonderful. So we are doing the God at Home. A lot of people call it the Gospel at Home. And as usual, I will bring my guests. I will bring Claudinha. Hello, Claudinha.
Hello, everyone.
Very good. You're already famous. Everybody knows you.
Oh.
And we have today Mark. Hello, Mark.
Hello, everyone.
Very good. So for all of you that will be listening later on, Mark is our buddy from California. So we are here in Florida, and Mark is in the other side. Mark, what time is there right now?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Very good. Very good. Awesome. Very excited to have you here with us. This is wonderful. So let's go. Before we go, I mentioned this in our other study, but if you haven't, this is a great book. You know, Eckhart Tolle, he's really good. And this is called Stillness Speaks. So this book, it's very thin book. And it's a book with short passages. It talks about the nature. It has many subjects, and it's all done to help us to calm down our monkey thoughts. You know, Haroldo Dutra from Brazil, he mentions monkey thoughts because we close our eyes and we start thinking, oh, I have to cook dinner. Oh, tomorrow morning I have to bring the dogs, all this. And then instead of focusing on relaxing, calming down, you were with 1,000 thoughts. And I speak for myself because I am like this all the time. Yes. So I am the one who needs this more than any one of you. You have no idea. But I am committed for that 7 minutes and then for the irradiation to fully focus. Because, you know, we are all different people, and I am super hyper, as you can see. And if I don't commit myself to calm down, my brain is like, and it's not good. I learned it's so positive to be able to relax, to be able to connect with the spirituality. It's good for our breathing. So this is another thing. That's another thing that the Claudia will do to us. I didn't even tell her to say that, but I'm telling now. Because when she does the prayer for us to go into the irradiation, let's actually do the exercise of breathing. Because we don't do that, we don't do that. We really let's do like this. Inhale, exhale. Yes, because when we just say inhale, exhale, my crazy monkey mind says inhale, exhale. That's it. No, we really have to inhale, exhale. Yes, minimum 3 times, because only the breathing is already an exercise to make your brain calm down. And these are tips that I learned with years trying to calm down my monkey mind. So I'm not telling you all it's easy, but it is necessary. It is necessary. Hello, Matthew. How are you? Hello, Yari Marie. Nice to have you here. Awesome. Very good. Let's go. So we are studying the gospel. And today we are going to do the God at home. So me and Claudia, we are always talking how we do the God at home. And Mark said that he's actually doing online also with a group of friends for quite some time. So Mark, tell us, which year did you start?
We started last year after the pandemic started, so we're coming up on a year now that we've been doing this. It began with a few people from New York, Fred Govea, Teresa Castro, and on the West Coast, Sunshine Beck. And I've been part of the 2 different Spiritist groups that Sunshine's in. So she invited me and a couple of others from the West Coast. We have a lady down in Texas, Nora Brazil, and we have some more from Virginia, and who knows whoever joins. John from Kardec Radio joins us often as well. We have tried to follow the standard format of picking a lesson and discussing the lesson, and also discussing the relevant Bible verse. So we will read both the Bible and Kardec. And the wonderful thing about this group is I'm the newest of the Spiritist groups. Many of these folks have been doing this much of their life. So our conversations will evolve into any number of different directions. Last year, we had many discussions about the virus and the vaccine and the election and such, as we attempted to apply what it was we just learned in the lessons. So it has been a wonderful group from a fraternity standpoint. We have, we of course include prayer before and after. And we often marvel at the spirits who are present, who will communicate with any one of us during the session, and new information or new perspective on an information is shared. It's just a wonderful experience.
That's wonderful. Yeah, from all those people, I know all of them. So you are in good hands. This is great.
Well, and the beauty of this is none of us ever did this before. Gospel at home was always, at home with family members. And then we had the activities that took place in a center.
Yeah.
So to have this virtual solution that we do every week, every Sunday night, it's very special.
Exactly. No, this is really good. That's exactly why we opened this one, because we never imagined the pandemic is going to be over a year. Everybody thought was going to be a little bit quicker. and we don't even know when it's going to end. So besides the gospel at home, the God at home, it was also good to have the irradiation, because the amount of people that are depressed, that are sick, people that we love, they are in hospitals, or people that are in lockdown, super stressed, lonely. So there is all kinds of issues. So that's why it's really good that we can do this combined. We do our conversation, our little study, then we can really connect with enlightened spirits, and then we can actually do a little short treatment for ourselves, treatment that we send the good vibrations to people we need, and also people that are not feeling good and they are actually virtually being treated. So as I mentioned every time that I talk about it, the pandemic is very difficult in many ways. It's very painful, but it also helped us to open to things that we didn't imagine possible. So this your example is one of the examples, and the virtual passes is another one, because every time a spiritist talk about passes, the imposition of a hand in the spiritist center. But when we think about vibrations and the energy, it don't need to be right there. If you are connected, if you're willing to, it can be done from everywhere. So it depends also a lot on us. So exciting. I'm very good. I'm very happy. This is an exciting time for us. Hello, Paul. I see that you just joined. Nice to have you here with us. By the way, if you are there, if you are seeing to us, I see a lot of people here. Just write something so I can know that you are here. I'm using a platform that's not Facebook, that's not YouTube, so I cannot see you joining. I only when you write something like Paul said boa noite. Paul is working in his Portuguese. Very good, Paul. Very good. Hi, Teresa. Nice to have you here with us. Okay, my friends, very happy to understand a little bit more about your God at home. So let's do our God at home now. So, Mark, you are doing double, you know? Double is much better. All of us are doing
Oh,
doubles
yes.
and triples. I'm doing with my parents, I'm doing by myself, and I'm doing here with us. Woo! We need it.
Yes.
Yes, we need it. So, Claudia, could you read for us the little passage?
Sure. Yes.
Very
Let us
good.
read. A Happy Life. We are reading the fifth message.
So let me see the book. Happy Life.
Happy
If you
Life.
guys don't have it, great book, very short messages.
Very short, and they're very short messages, but they are very nice to hear and meaningful. They're very meaningful. So let's read the one for today. Grant others the same rights and favors that you expect from them. Selfishness is a disease that poisons the soul. The person next to you yearns for freedom just as you do. Remember to never thwart someone else's opportunity. Learn to share of what you have received.
Very good. Something that many times we don't remember. This is so important for all of us. My friends, let's connect for 1 minute, do our initial prayer, and we are going to do our mini gospel together. God, our Mother and Father, thank you so much for being here with us, all our friends. At this moment, we would like to ask our guardian angels to be closer to us, enlightening us, connecting our thoughts, helping us to truly devote these few minutes to the study, the comprehension, and most of all, to the practice of what we will be studying tonight. Please stay with us now and always. So be it.
So,
Very good. So, my friends, if you just join us, we are studying the God at Home, the Gospel, according to Spiritism. Today is chapter 14, and the item is number 9. This item is actually much longer than other items because it's a tough item. So the title is Children's Ingratitudes and Family Ties. So as usual, I'm going to read a little bit and then I will let Claudia and Mark start the comments. Although I will talk without stopping. So the chapter starts like this. Ingratitude is one of the most immediate fruits of selfishness. It's actually very connected with the message Claudia just read. And then it comes like this. When the spirit leaves the earth behind, it takes with it passions and virtues inherent to its nature and goes into the spirit world either to perfect itself or to remain at a standstill until it desires to see the light. And then it goes on, and there is one last point that's important. In order to reach God, there is one password only: charity. So the password is fantastic: charity. Because you're thinking, a lot of people think charity. Well, we do charity to the homeless, we do charity to people that are going through difficult times, but we don't think about the charity when we are actually talking about our own family. And so many people are actually charitable outside their homes, but when they are inside their homes, they don't talk to their brothers or sisters, or they have some animosity against their mother or their father, and this is all complicated. This is all difficult. So how can we start digging into it?
Well, I was thinking when you were talking about family being doing good in your family. We have the pandemic. It came in a time that I think most of us we didn't have time to stay at home, and we were running and doing things outside, and sometimes we didn't have time to stay at home with our family, with our children, with our parents. And I think this is the time that we can get together, or at least try to exercise this charity at home. Right? That's how I see it, because sometimes you have difficult people at home. Sometimes you have people that you love. Most of the time, you have people that you love, but even though you love, they are difficult to you, right? And so this is the time that you can exercise your charity.
Mm-hmm. Yes, with patience, with forgiveness,
Right. And
with lots of
listening to your parents, or sitting on the table with your family, or having a dinner together.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
It's an
yes.
exercise that bring all the family together, and it's a new experience
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of people.
Yes, yes. And it's funny because when the pandemic started, a lot of people said, Oh, thank God I live alone. And I was like, what? Thank God you live alone. I would like to live with 20 people so we could have our inside party. Woo! But that's exactly what Claudia was saying. There are things like when we had our crazy lives that everybody leaves in the morning, comes back at night, have dinner quickly, and goes to their own rooms or whatever. You were not so super connected as we are now. So, Mark, what do you think? Oh, before we start, guys, if you are here, if you want to say anything, if you want to make your own comments, please do so. Hello, Yvonne. I see that you just entered. So, Mark, what do you think?
Well, I'm one of those that, as the pandemic started, was living alone. But I would echo what you were just saying, Angie and Claudia, and that is that, you know, before the pandemic, everybody lived a lifestyle. And if you cohabitate with one or multiple people under the same roof, before the pandemic, everybody had their own schedules. Now, if you have children, then slightly different relationship, but with the adults, everybody has their own schedules, and there's an understanding that at any moment in time, you might think as you're driving home at night, oh, when I get home, maybe I can have a good discussion with this person, only to find out when you get home, that person's not coming home until 11 o'clock. They're out doing something. Well, the pandemic has changed all that. Pandemic now has everybody in the home more than the freedom to travel out and about. Now, of course, that varies by state, by city, and so on, by individual. But in general, people for the last year have become homebodies.
Yeah.
And, you know, much has been written, much has been understood, especially during the days before the election, about the challenges of people's opinions.
Yes.
So, you know, one could be red, one could be blue, one could be pro-vaccine, one could be anti-vaccine, one could be pro-mask, one could be anti-mask. And of course, the lesson for today is understanding, tolerance, patience, respect, forgiveness, because in the heat of discussions, expressing opinions, oftentimes it gets personal, and there's a comment and then a responding comment, and it can get ugly really fast. You
Yeah.
know, husbands and wives that didn't have this problem are now spending far too much time together and are in counseling.
Yeah.
But the good that comes from this is a much truer understanding of the people that you choose to live with, because now you spend more time with them and they with you. And so, you know, in America, we often have lived by the motto of being thick-skinned, meaning, you know, you can call me all kinds of names, it doesn't bother me. You can tell me I'm egotistical. You can tell me I'm pig-headed. Yeah, that's how I am. Well, Spiritism has changed that for me. I'm not as thick-skinned as I used to be. I now pay attention to when people comment of that type. I often acknowledge what they are saying as being factual because I'm still learning about myself. You know, the cardinal rule is know thyself. And so through all these conflicts that have happened in the last 12 months, there's been a growing by everyone of learning more about themselves and the people that they love, the people that are their family.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you said totally right. People are living with the ones they choose, and this we can talk about the family because we choose our family before we reincarnate. And, someone is thinking, so I was drunk because my family is crazy and I don't like them and my life is hell. Listen, calm down. We don't have the family we wish to have. We have the family we need to have.
Oh,
And a
very good.
lot of times, this family is not easy. It's a very difficult family. That's why we are here talking about tolerance, forgiveness, charity, because it's very easy to say, I love you, when the other person loves you back, but it's very difficult to express loving feeling when the person is a very difficult person. It's a person that really, it's your mother, it's your father, but you both are conflicting all the time. And I can just imagine if you are from different political sides. Woo! That's make things increasing. But when that's exactly like you said, Mark, when we become spiritism, this awareness opens up, and things that we used to do, things we used to say, now we control ourselves. We're like, I shouldn't say that because that's not going to be positive. That's going to bring more animosity. And we also know if we have a difficult family, it's because we had problems in the past. Or we were the problematic ones, or they were. And God brought us together to make amends. So it's our chance of making amends. And God is always helping us. So if the family is difficult, we'll always have a member that will be more loving, that will be more understanding, that will help the situation. So this is it. This is very important for us to understand that when we talk about the children's ingratitude, difficult families, it's very important to us to to talk about it, because a lot of people they read, they like, oh, it's not part of my life. My life is wonderful. So it's wonderful. It's a blessing. It's a blessing that you might have a wonderful mother and father, but then maybe you have a difficult sibling. And just because it's your sibling, you kind of ignore. You're both adults. You live with your family, and he lives with his family, but is your sibling, and there needs to have love and forgiveness, and the connection is necessary to come back. What else can we talk about? This is so important that I'm gonna extend a little bit more than 9:30, because it's a super super important subject, so we can have a few more minutes.
There is a paragraph here that it says, of all life's trials, the most painful ones are those that affect one's hearts. And we usually in the family, you have your most difficult tests, I would say. It's a challenge for you to get along with everyone in the family, like Angela was saying. Sometimes you don't get along with your one sibling, or there's the other one that you get along better, and there's a balance in there. But it is you have to try to 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 connect with this other soul, because you are together. This is experience for both. You cannot it's your chance to work with this other spirit, because it's so hard to come. You pray, you beg to, well, I want to incarnate again, and I want to do my best. And when you are here, you have to do your best. You have to try. And
Yeah.
it's not easy, but it also says that God does not give anyone a test above the strength of those who request it. Most of us, we request to come. And
Yeah.
it's time for us to do our part. And sometimes it's not easy. Most of the time, like I have an experience with one of my brothers. We are It's hard for me to talk to him because I say something, he says completely the opposite. He doesn't agree with me, and I don't agree with him. But during this pandemic, I mean, he's in Brazil, and we didn't even talk too much. But being far away from him and knowing that he was taking risks there, and I was here, and maybe we can, get sick, and maybe we cannot talk to each other anymore. So I started calling and calling his wife first and then his daughter, so we can, get together and maybe, end this whole thing and start new life.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's about it. It's our chance to do something for ourselves and for the other.
Yeah, it's totally true. It's totally true. And we all have that person that we don't connect
Yeah.
super easy. It's that's what we were actually studying a few weeks ago, the spiritual kinship and the physical kinship. Sometimes you were born in a family that you don't connect, and then your neighbors, you feel like, my God, they are my best friends, and they have nothing to do with your blood ties, but with your spiritual ties. And so, hello, Falcon, Rex. This must be Allan. Hi, Allan. How are you? Nice to have you here. So Yvonne, she actually said, Spiritism is forcing me to be charitable to my sibling, and it takes a different mindset. Totally right. Yes, Yvonne. Yes, and that's exactly like what Claudia mentioned. The best thing for us is to be active while this person is alive, because the worst thing is when someone dies and gets, oh my God, I can't believe he died, and we didn't forgive each other. I can't believe it. Now he's not here, she's not here, and I didn't talk to this person. So it's wonderful when we are doing our part. And that's another point. We do our part. We try. If the other side is still difficult, it's not our problem anymore. We are trying. We are trying. Keep trying. It's like a sentence we say in Brazil. Mark, help me here. It's soft water touches so much the hard stone that it will bend. It will make like a hole.
Really?
There is a sentence like this. I believe in the US they have something very, very similar. But keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. One day, a modification in this hard stone will happen. It's because of you, water, that you are constantly trying. One thing that we have to mention too is the title, really, Ingratitude of Children. So people probably are saying, oh, but there are some parents who are horrible. They mistreat the kids, they abandon the kids, they did this, they did that. They deserve to be mistreated, or they deserve not to have the love of the kids. But the message actually teaches us totally different. It's totally different. Was St. Augustine. He mentions that the children have a moral obligation towards the parents. These parents were the one who gave us life, even if they are very difficult, even they were not good parents. This is their problem. They fail in doing a good job, and they will be accountable for it. But our obligation, moral obligation as kids, is to forgive, to try to make amends with them, trying to provide. And it can be challenging. I'm not saying it's easy, because we know there are situations that are very difficult. But this will help us to try our best. If we are trying to make amends with people that are not even our super close relation. Imagine with mother, father, with children. So this is important. So Mark, anything that you want to add?
Just a look to the future. In 2022, if all goes well, the world begins to return to something different, not necessarily what it was before. It will be interesting to look back and see how we have done with our trials, how we have survived or even thrived, done extremely well, made relationships better,
Mm-hmm.
or just kept them together.
I survived, married the pandemic. Yeah, it's true. It
Exactly.
is true. It is true. So, I was saying, I have friends that are super excited they live alone, but I have friends also that because of the pandemic, their relationships are really, really like difficult. So, and there are so many different cases, and just to bring some fun, all the dogs, they will not understand when pandemic ends, and they will not know where is my mommy and my daddy. They used to spend the whole day playing with me. They're gone now. What's going on? So I think the dogs, they will have some withdrawal of like,
Very good.
because it's going to be tough for them. But, this is points that are extremely important, difficult for us to understand, but Spiritism brings us so much consolation when we hear difficult trials people go through, and so many stories. Like if you can listen to the lectures of Divaldo Franco, he always brings amazing life stories of reincarnations, that father and son, they were enemies in the past, then they returned father and son, they still had issues, then they returned brothers, so many reincarnations. And we see that sometimes it requires lifetimes. It's not one life that's going to make amends. But when we decide to take in our hands, to use well our free will, this is already a step to make things a little bit better. Because when we don't do it, then that gets really, really difficult, gets much more complicated to us. So this is important for us to work hard to make it to work, exactly like Yvonne, you both are saying that we have to try our best, constantly try. So very important, very tough subject. A lot of people don't like to talk
Yes.
about it, but it's so important, especially now. Pandemic. We hear the news in Brazil, for example, is the worst time ever of a feminicide, of a husbands killing wives. So I'm like, my goodness, it's very, very bad. Because if you think, uh, people used to work the whole day working, so they used to spend less time together. But now it's 24/7, and the relationships that were already difficult, already violent. Unfortunately, people that had vices of alcoholism or drugs. So
Got
now
worse.
it's worse. It's much, much worse. So very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. So very good. We are going to go into our very short irradiation. Then we are going to do the meditation. And just before we go, it's very important for us to really be connected with what we are going to be listening. As I mentioned in the beginning, let's focus on our breathing, inhale, exhale. And I know some of you started doing your spiritual treatment today, so it's very important that you fully connect. Please, everybody, if you have your water, it's very important to have your medication there, especially the ones who are doing the first treatment today. So put your water, focus in what we will be saying, and then let's just see one thing here. And then if you can really sleep or remain not connected with your cell phone, with TV, with anything else, because it is time for us to connect with spirituality. That's the important thing. Okay, my friends, so let's go. Let's start. And then let me remove this thing here. Unbelievable, some people put some comments out of this world. So very good. Let's go. And I will do our... No. Actually, it's called... I like to do everything. Oh my God. Claudinha, let's do it.
Yes. Okay, so let's close our eyes. Let's sit in a comfortable position. And let's start our exercise by breathing. Let's inhale. A deep inhale. And exhale. Let's do it once again. Inhale. And exhale really slowly. Like if you were taking all of the bad vibrations, everything that it's inside of you that it's not, you don't need it. Let's get rid of all this energy that you don't need right now. And let's try to connect. Breathing once again. Inhale and exhale. And elevating our thoughts. Let's try to connect with our dear Master Jesus. And let's tell him from the bottom of our hearts. Let's tell him how happy we are to be here tonight. Dear Jesus, Master, friend, brother, you were so kind to all of us to give us the opportunity of being here tonight, to give us this opportunity of being together and sharing all this knowledge, this energy, this loving feeling that we have when we are together. So we thank you so much. And we ask you tonight that you continue to open our hearts to make us better each day, to open our feelings and make ourselves better, to understand each other, that we can love one another and we can help the world to change. So we are very happy tonight, and we ask you to stay with us and to continue with this next section of our study tonight, that you continue to guide us. And once again, thank you so much for being part of our lives and to bring us here tonight. Thank you so much, and so be it.
Welcome to the Virtual Passes Room. Emmanuel, the spirit mentor of Chico Xavier, once stated that thought is life. Thus, we can create the healing mental state right here and now. In preparation for the virtual passes, we would kindly recommend the following. Be certain that you have a real need to receive passes. Do not use the room simply out of curiosity. Casual visits to the room will negate its future benefits when needed. When using the room, have gratitude and show respect as you would when visiting a physical spiritist center. During the passes, silently evoke God's protection as well as Jesus. Also pray to your guardian angel. Concentrate on positive thoughts, thereby avoiding negative ones. Breathe deeply, slowly, calmly, and confidently. Always be ready to pray. Let us begin this passes session by praying as our guide and model, Jesus Christ, has taught us with the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who is in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Now, let us feel that small points of suffering, bitterness, sadness, anger, deception, disappear from your mind to not return. Like aged leaves that are shed from trees, let go of those feelings that no longer serve you. And removes the coldness resulting from any affliction. Now, your mind contains only feelings of joy and confidence. You are at peace and enveloped by a protective warmth. The heart of life offers you perfumed flowers. Then, with a grateful and happy soul, you gather their colorful petals that penetrate your whole being, restoring feelings and emotions of happiness, hope, faith, courage, and determination, helping you to regain the willingness to live. In addition to the perfume and color, nature also shares with you the best it has to offer, an infinite capacity for restoring its sublime beauty, even when struck by evil that appears to enact its end. Divine hands full of light gently overflow, for energy can bring prosperity and give one a sense of power. And our divine hands full of light gently overflow and spill over you like a golden waterfall of unspeakable and unknown essence. Little by little, your soul is impregnated with sweet happiness, allowing an inner renewal of the most noble and elevated purposes, that of progress and accomplishment. Showered by this sublime power, you deeply surrender to the donor of light, absorbing energy that now gives your life a new and blessed impulse. You called me, and here I am. What do you want from me today? What do you need? Ask, my son. Ask, my daughter. I am here to help. Now, ask your special request to Jesus, enumerating the problems and difficulties that afflict you. I listen to your request with love and attention. Now I count on your faith and trust in me to solve your problems. Go in peace. I am watching over you, and I will not lose sight of you. Believe in God and also believe in me. I will be with you every day until the end. Be happy. Many blessings.
My friends, at this moment, let's start our irradiation. Let's connect with the enlightened thoughts, with the enlightened spirits, with the good vibrations that surround us.
Until it settles.
So, at this moment, I would like to ask all of you to keep your eyes closed and imagine that you have a lot of spirits surrounding you, spirits that love you, that are always with you, protecting, guiding, that want your love, that want to help you. And at this moment, we are here surrendering our physical bodies and our souls, connecting with these spirits that love us so much, that want our good. And we are here asking for them to help us, to guide us. We are like little children. We don't know what to do. We are always trying to improve, but we continue making our mistakes. It is so difficult. But with them, it's almost like when you are a child and that adult takes your hand and tells you, don't worry, I'm here with you. I will protect you. And that's how we are at this moment. We surrender ourselves. And at this moment, surrounded by these loving vibrations, these good energies, we are connecting in this chain of love that comes out of my house and goes immediately to Claudia's house, surrounds her with love, with all these good vibrations, connecting with her love, her good vibrations, her positiveness, and goes to Mark's house, also connects with him, surrounds him with love, with good health. And from Mark's house, it starts going to one by one, all of us. And we are feeling these good vibrations penetrating us. We feel so light, so happy, so strong. And at this moment, we start thinking of all the people we love, we care, Sometimes people that don't love us back, but we would love to make peace with them. We would love to receive a genuine hug. We would love to say, I'm sorry, and become friends again, to have peace, to make amends, to start a new story. And with all these energies, we want to share with our family members, our friends, people that we don't even know, but we know they are sick. They are in hospitals. They are in their homes. They are afraid. They are lonely. They are going through difficult times. And at this moment, I would like to invite all of you for one moment of silence, where quickly you are going to think about all those people, starting with you. You will be receiving this shower of light and love, changing all your cells, changing your sick cells for good ones, making your thoughts to change. You are going to be vibrating love, forgiveness, and a new start. And then we are going to think about all the ones who need the same. So let's take this moment to think about all these people that we would like at this moment to receive this shower of light and love. And now that we have all these persons in our mind, let's also think about our loved ones who discarnated, and they are in the spiritual realm, but our love for them and their love for us continues, because love unites us. So let's send them also these good vibrations, this positiveness, this certainty that you are separately, momentarily, but one day you will be together again. And so much happiness will happen when this just happened. So, dear God, thank you so much for all the blessings we are constantly receiving. Many times we don't listen to our guardian angels, but we know they are there, ready to help us. But in our craziness, many times we connect with something that is negative, something that stresses us, and we don't listen to their voices calming us, asking us to pray. So at this moment, that's what we are doing. We are trying to calm our thoughts, pray, vibrate, to say thank you for all the blessings we are constantly receiving, to say thank you for the protection we are receiving all the time and we don't even realize. Thank you so much for the moments we can be together every week, sharing our thoughts, trying to understand together how we can improve. Thank you so much for all of you, doctors and nurses from the spiritual realm, that come here, that go to the house of all of us, giving us our special energy with this special medication that will change not just our physical cells, but also our spiritual thoughts, will help us to think more positive, to vibrate loving energy. So this pandemic time will pass, and one day we will remember how difficult it was, but we will know it helped us to reflect and to change and to make improvements that were necessary. So thank you so much for all these blessings. Thank you so much for always being with us and helping us. And we start coming back from the last person of this chain of love back to me, closing our chain of love. And at this moment, we see this golden circle above our heads, like a sun, so bright, so beautiful, that it gives us this warm feeling that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that our difficulties, they will pass, better moments will come. In connecting with all this goodness, we come back to our senses and we start feeling our bodies, and we continue with this gratitude. Thank you so much to all of you enlightened spirits that were here with us, helping and guiding us. Please stay with us until next week, when we can continue our irradiation and our moral improvement. So be it. So, my friends, thank you so much for being here with us. As usual, we have technical difficulties, but I hope you were able to enjoy most of the irradiation. As always, the good vibrations surround us. So let's continue with this good vibe, and we can go to sleep, connect with our loved ones, and have our cells changed, drinking our medication. Thank you so much, Claudinha.
Thank you so much.
I think Mark had also difficulties, so he ended up getting disconnected. But thank you all of you for participating with us, and let's continue. Things are just gonna get better.
You have a great week. I'll see you next week.
See you all soon. Have a great week. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.